Hello and welcome to Jardin du Mayfair for another very special YouTube episode. I am so excited to show you this watch. It has eluded me for quite some time. It's none other than the Patek Philippe Calatrava Pilot's Alarm Travel Time, the 5520P001. Let's have a look at this very special watch. Guys, just a very quick one to say, please do hit that subscribe button. Up to 76% of you guys aren't subscribed. If you hit subscribe, it will help me a lot in delivering these videos every single week. Thank you. Let's get started. Forget holiday beaters, because this is a watch for the discerning gentleman or kind lady, the type where only a platinum grand complication will do when they're travelling. This is the Patek Philippe Calatrava Pilot's Alarm Time. So not only will you have a couple of time zones covered, you've also got a glorious chiming alarm to boot. First launched in 2019, initial impressions are that this is a big watch for Patek, both in complexity and stature. It's a 42.2mm piece, just under 12mm thick, with a lug-to-lug of 51mm. Due to being platinum, which is a dense material, it's reassuringly hefty and a chunk of goodness. The lug width of 21mm keeps the head balanced well on the wrist. Fortunately, the matte black pilot-style leather strap is a perfect choice for this watch, so I doubt that you'd be inclined to change it up very regularly. At first glance, if you're a watch fan, you'd identify it as a pilot's watch. You may even clock it from a distance as being a Calatrava Pilot's, which we've already done a review on that you can check out. But unless you live and breathe watches, it's unlikely that you'd immediately associate it with being a grand complication with a retail price just shy of £250,000. It is broad, it's black and utterly clarified. It has a uniquely utilitarian appeal, which really does ring my bell. It is only on closer inspection that you find the little details to give the game away. That is likely the king of the alarm pieces, and it really isn't showing you that. Now, one definitely not little detail is the series of 4 lockable pushers that are surrounding the watch case. These are used to set local and home time, plus the alarm time function. The buttons on the left of the watch are marked with plus and minus signs. These are pushed to adjust the local time and jump the hour hand either forwards, that's plus, or backwards, which is minus. The top button on the right side of the case is pushed to switch the alarm on and off. The alarm is always synchronized with local time. Now note this, when the alarm is on, the cutout of a bell below 12 o'clock on the dial shows in white. The alarm has a day and night mode for AM and PM setting. This is shown in a circle beneath the alarm time, with AM in white and PM shown in blue. This follows the same theme as the day-night indicator for local and home time, with cutouts at 3 and 9 on the dial. It's really important to remember that without the watch being fully wound, the alarm won't strike, as it needs power to be full charge when the gongs go off. The 5520's crown is on the bottom right side of the case and marked with the Calatrava cross. It has 3 positions: winding, which is position 1, and then set the alarm, which is position 2, and that jumps in 15-minute increments and can be viewed in the 2 windows at the top of the dial. The crown pulled out fully sets the home time. Now at this point you might be wondering where setting the date comes into all of this. Via the crown it isn't. The date is actually set using a nicely tucked away pusher which is set between the lugs of the watch. Now, I've been playing with the watch all morning, of course I have, and it's a remarkably intuitive and easy to use setup, despite the complexity of the watch. And although the buttons are large and broad for easy grip, they are positioned in a manner that elevates them from the wrist, which completely avoids that ever irritating crown dig. You don't get it with this watch. Okay guys, before we keep going, I'm going to get the watch out. It's my favourite part of the review. Let's have a look at this thing. I think that this is my size. I probably said it on the last Pilot's Calatrava that we did because it's the same size, and I just really get on with watches with this kind of dial. I think there's so much space on it. It's so readable, and I really do love it. Let's take a tour around the rest of the watch. The 42mm case is fully polished platinum with a broad bezel and lugs, so it wears really well. The signature Patek top Vesselton diamond is at 6 o'clock between the lugs, so that whenever you look at the watch on your wrist, you have a little sparkly reminder that you've gone seriously full V12 petrol in your choice. The dial, which Patek refers to as ebony sunburst, is exactly that, a rich black with brushwork that radiates from its centre. It's quite subdued, so this isn't going to perform any magical tone shifts in sunlight, but I'm definitely in the less is more camp with a watch like this, and I think it's a perfect choice given that the watch is so complex. The beefy white gold applied numerals, which have got a fantastic dose of lume, these things are seriously legible under any conditions. The rail track minutes around the outer edge of the dial give it a quite vintage vibe, which I'm always a fan of, and the hands are similarly broad and well loomed. The typeface for the alarm logo and local home and time markings are simple. They're sans serif and they look beautiful. The calfskin strap has a lovely matte finish and is as supple as you would expect from such a premium brand. It takes no breaking in and is just superb straight out the box. But personally, I probably wouldn't consider switching out the strap, although I have to say the Easter egg is I wore the 5326G today, and now that I'm holding them both in my hand, I'm thinking it probably would look pretty good on the beige as well. Yeah, that one I'll leave to you guys in the comments. And lastly, the buckle, which of course is platinum. Patek, being Patek, made a dedicated movement exclusively for this model. It took 5 years of research and development, which is completely understandable, given that this is a completely new mix of complications. It has 52 joules and a matching 52-hour power reserve. It has all of the cutting-edge technology, Gyromax, Spiromax, PepsiMax innovations, and is accurate to well within COSC standards at +2, -2 seconds per day. It's a drop-dead gorgeous caliber, which can be viewed through the sapphire display caseback. Now, I've been a bit of a devil with this review because I've edged ever closer to the main event, the travel time alarm, but deliberately I've saved it till last. And the chimes, oh man, the chimes. Let's listen to them. Most mechanical alarms through the ages have been very useful but dreadful on the ears if you've been able to hear them at all, and not just alerted to their reminder by a small vibration on the wrist. Now this is where the 5520p really hits the stratosphere. It has a loud, clear and musical chime very similar to that of a minute repeater, with absolutely no unpleasant buzzing or distortion to be heard. The alarm will continue to ring for a full 40 minutes unless you stop it earlier, and I suspect that until the novelty wears off, its wearer will let the chimes run just for the grin factor, which I assure you is massive. The whole watch is just an absolute peach, and one which in my opinion doesn't really get enough hype. It is so well executed, and quite genuinely, if I had the money for this beast, its competitors probably wouldn't get a second glance. I think this is possibly one of Patek's best kept secrets, but let me know in the comments what you think. And if you are into these kind of complications, check out my super sonnery AP review, which also has a beautiful sound. Okay guys, the meat and potatoes, this is a POA piece. It was extremely difficult to find. I sourced it in for a client and I'd be more than happy to get you one, so you can get in touch with me anytime for any watch that you're looking for. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of this watch. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Thank you for joining me here at Jardin du Mayfair for another YouTube review on this very special Patek alarm.